Okay, hello guys, morning. So let's start our lesson. I'm ready. I hope you're ready too. So this is our active board, and there's a desk in front of active board, and there is the hotel bell, which rings right when you call for when you need the receptionist on the desk. So everybody, please stand up. 6 people here, 6 people here. So I need two lines from the both sides of the desks. I prepared sentences in past simple tense. Each sentence has a mistake. And there is one sentence for two people. So people number one, yes, pupils, students number one. Please look at the desk, at the board, I'm sorry, at the board. If you know how to correct a mistake, or you think you know how to correct a mistake, you press the bell and say your variant. If it's correct, you'll get the point for your team. If it's not correct, then the person from another team may say the right variant. So do you need to speak or to write? To speak. What structure is here? Past simple, yes. Are all the sentences wrong or only some of them? All the sentences, yes. So every time you need to correct mistake. Start, please. Very good. Now, number one, you go to the end. Number two, you go to the end. Okay, very good. Please, everybody, please sit down. So, guys, we had several lessons with you where we practiced past simple positive sentences, negative sentences, and questions in many kinds of spoken conversations. So you're very good, but you still make some mistakes with the structure. So today we're going to practice questions in past simple tense in written form. We're going to do a lot of grammar exercises so you can remember it really well. Okay, ready, guys? Let's start. So there is a sentence on the board. I went to Turkey last summer. Let's ask as many questions as we can to this sentence. So I start. Did you go to Turkey last summer? What else can we ask? Where did you go last summer? Good. When did you go to Turkey? Okay, very good. How many times did you go to Turkey? Okay. How did you go there? Okay, and if you have a question with to be, were you anywhere last summer? Or were you in Turkey last summer? Okay, very good. Great. So now, guys, all these questions, do we use the second form of the verb? First, yes, very good. And what is number one in the structure? Question word, then did, then subject and verb in the first form. Yes, very good. Don't forget about it. Verb in the first form. Because some of you still use the verb in the second form sometimes. Okay. If we use the verb to be, do we use any other verbs like to sleep, to drink, to go, to come? No, only to be, yes, which is was or were in past simple. Okay, very good. So now, guys, I give you the exercise. There are the blanks, and the verbs are given under the exercise. So your task is easy, right? Fill in the blanks using the verbs under the sentences in the correct form. You work individually. So is it a pair work or individual work? Individual, yes, very good. Do you need to listen or to read and write? Read and write. Okay. Fill in the blanks. Where do you take the verbs from your head under the sentences? Yes, please write. Okay, now guys, please check in pairs what you have, and then we'll check together. Okay, so we checked our exercise. Very good. Now, guys, exercise number 2. Now you have the verbs in brackets. So please open the brackets and use the verbs in the correct form again. And you work individually. So do you work in pairs or individually? Yes, individually. Very good. Open the brackets. Good start. Okay, now please check in pairs what you have. And now let's check together. Okay, guys. Very good. So now listen. You three, you three, you three, and you three. I give you scrambled sentences. Do you remember? So I have many cards, and there is one word on each card. So I give you a pile of cards. You need to unscramble, right? And build the sentences. So for you, for you, for you, and for you. Okay, finished? Good. Now please stand up. You guys go to this desk. You go here, you go here, and you go here. So please check if there are any mistakes. And if you think there's a mistake, you may correct it. Okay, now you go to the next desk, next, and here. The same procedure. Check if there are any mistakes, and if you think it's necessary, please correct it. Now go to the next station, do the same, and now go back to your sentences. So are there any changes in your variants and after your group mates checked your sentences? So no changes, no mistakes, right? One change, there was just one mistake, which is okay. Okay, very good. Now guys, so the same groups, you're going to play with the dice and verbs. So look at the verb. You're gonna roll the dice and you're gonna have some number of dots, right? So number 1 is why, number 2 is where, number 3 is when, number 4 is how, number 5 is what, number 6 is how many. So you roll the dice. For example, I roll the dice and I have 2. 2 is where. And I take the verb from the pile and I have go. So I need to make the question. Where did you go yesterday? Okay? So do you need to write or do you need to speak? To speak. Very good. And you take turns in making questions. Please work. Okay, now guys, the last task for today. There are sentences on the active board, and some parts of those sentences are underlined. Of these sentences are underlined. So your task is to write a question to each underlined part of the sentence. Again, this is individual work. Then you will do it. You will check your sentences, your questions in pairs, and then we'll check them together. So what do you need to write? A story, questions to the underlined part of the sentence. Very good, so please work.